Get my coffee. Good to go. All right. Hello and welcome. Hello. Yeah, I took a hot shower, so I figured now's the best time. And I got my slice of onion here to help my respiratory. And of course I have my little helper. Hello, helper. Are you the helper? Are you the little helper? Thank you. I didn't look so great a few minutes ago before my shower. Thank you, Lindsay. Thank you. Yeah, I took a shower and I said, oh, I gotta wash my hair. Might as well get that done for work tomorrow, so. I look cute. Thanks, Teresa. Thank you. So I have Tammy, Shelly, BB, and is that how? No, Shelly, Tammy, BB. Sorry. So that's the order so far. Please, moderators, keep track if somebody else purchases a mini read. You have to be on here to ask me the questions unless you've notified me beforehand. Yeah, ain't she cute, Shelly? So, let me make sure I have this chat on, correct? Live chat. Okay. That way I can see. All right. Shelly is first for her mini read. Thank you, BB. Good job. Thank you, BB. Okay. All right. I'm shuffling for Shelly. If you're interested, Alexa, mute. Hope she listens. Lindsay, it's okay. Just be patient, and when I'm done, I will talk to you. I promise. All right? Don't worry, Miss Lindsay. All right. You'll be okay. I'm being distracted because Medea Goes to Jail is on TV right now, so I got to shut it off or I won't be able to pay attention. Her and little Brownie in the cell. Too funny. Yeah, I had Tyler Perry, and man, it cracks me up. It just kills me. Yeah, it's okay, Lindsay. It's temporary. I'll do you after BB. Okay. All right. My little one. My little one. He made brownies for him. Brownies. Yeah. I killed 14 men. 14 or 40? What did she say? Hey, Short John. Hi. So what did she say? BB. She said, I killed 14 men. Sound like 40. You got it, Lindsay. All right, Shelly, where are you? Shelly, you're front and center, miss. Where are you? I love you too, Lindsay. Let's see. All right, Shelly. Miss Shelly. What should we look at, Shelly? You there? Okay. I know who we should look at, but is there anything specific, or you want to just see what comes out for your mini? You want to just see what comes out for your mini? Up to you. Up to you. Yeah. All right, just whatever messages come out for it, Shelly. Okay. All right, Shelly. I'm not going to look up now. I'm not going to look up anymore. See what comes out. Okay. Yep, gotcha. Okay. Okay. Let's begin. All right, Shelly, right now, the first card that comes up for you is the Fool card. Okay, the Fool card. In reference to, oh boy, reference to that situation. Hold on one second. My tissue box is what I have this phone sitting on. I'm going to need some tissues. Oh, Jesus. Allergies. Okay. Definitely travel. Okay. When we look at the Fool card, it talks about travel. It talks about adventure. It talks about carelessness. It talks about foolishness. It talks about a lack of commitment at the moment. But it also talks about new beginnings. Now, when we talk about a lack of commitment, it doesn't mean that, oh, he's going with somebody else. It doesn't. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm saying right now, his headspace, his mind, he's not really committing to anything at the moment because he's too out of sorts. He's too unorganized with his thoughts. Everything is kind of all over the place right now. He's trying to get this done, that done. He's coming up with a deposit. He's trying to persuade somebody or negotiate some type of paperwork or lease, something of that nature. He may even be trying to make a purchase. Okay. There is definitely travel that's going on with him at the moment. Him preparing for... Oh, sweet Jesus. Him preparing for travel. And this card also can talk about communication. And it's possible, because it says maybe. Okay? It says maybe. Communication is coming towards you. This person has a lot of energy that's affecting you, which is causing you to have fear of the unknown, impulsiveness, or impulsiveness, poor judgment, feeling like you're being naive, inexperienced, so to speak. What this is saying is that you can't read his mind. And because of the not knowing, because the answers aren't being made exceptionally clear to you, because the communication has not been deep enough or informative enough, for you to get the answers that you so desire. But that's coming. That's coming. The card that you have next is the Strength card that comes up for this reading. And the Strength card talks about your inner strength, your courage, your bravery, okay, your confidence. And these things here, just the few things that I just named, strength, courage, bravery, confidence, those 4 things are what you need to stay focused on. Allowing yourself to fall anything short of strength, courage, bravery, or confidence will put you in a very unsecure, unstable, mentally and emotionally draining position. Taming your mind, controlling your thoughts, overcoming your self-doubt, not allowing outside influences to predict how you're going to feel. Stop giving somebody else the control of how you're going to feel or what kind of day you're going to have. This card's really important here, Shelly, because when we're talking about the Strength card, a lot of things based on fear. Fear is always about something that is unfamiliar, or something that you don't have the answer to, or something that you've never done before. But fear can be knocked down, knocked out with confidence, believing in yourself. You absolutely have zero control, as do any of us, over anyone else's life except for your own. The minute you can accept and release the control button, so to speak, the easier your normal routine, the easier the relationship, and smoother it will go. We can always make suggestions to people. We can give them a thought, or we can plant that seed in their mind and let them develop the rest of it. Make them think that they came up with it on their own, when in fact you just gave a little help, right? But the final outcome is not your decision to make. When the timing is off, things don't work out in our favor at that moment, which is how sometimes you know that somebody's coming towards you, you know that somebody was speaking with you, you know somebody's wanting to be with you, but yet there's a speed bump, right? There's some type of roadblock. There's some type of detour, okay? This detour creates the timing to be off. It creates delays. It creates negativity, because immediately when something doesn't happen in the time frame that we as humans assume for it to happen, and all of us, majority of us, want instant gratification. We want it yesterday. We don't want to wait. We don't want to be told Wednesday. We want it today. So the hardest thing for any of us is patience. Again, that's where strength comes in. Again, we talked about your strength, your courage, your bravery, and your confidence. Keeping those things afloat, keeping them steady or level, will hold up your end of the bargain. Absolutely. Good job, Shelly. It'll hold up your end of the bargain. But again, you can't hold up the other end. It's like being on a seesaw. Okay, you can push up and then they're down. And they can push up and then you're down. Or you can balance together, giving the same amount of momentum, and have a very smooth, fun time, right? But if somebody decides to go boom and pop you up unexpectedly, then you can fall off, which has happened to me as a kid. But understand that the energy that you put out into the universe is exactly the energy and more that you'll get back. Exactly. Patience is definitely a virtue. So these two cards, first of all, talk about this person coming toward you with travel. It talks about them not, they're very spontaneity. There's a lot of spontaneous going on here, or spontaneity going on here. The lack of commitment is because he can't commit at the moment. He can't even commit to himself right at the moment. Too many things going on. So it's kind of like, okay, so why he's not calling me? Why haven't I heard from him? Why is it so far and few between? Again, because he can't commit to anything right now because he's not stable himself. So it's nothing personal. The second card was to talk about your strength. Again, your courage, your bravery, your confidence, and your compassion for this person is very deep, very strong. Definitely taming and controlling your emotions. Excuse me. Pardon me, guys. I couldn't wait any longer. Oh, boy. Sweet Jesus. Do I got another tissue? Yes. Hold on 1 second, please. Oh, my goodness. Okay. I think I'm good. Oh, gosh. Please don't let me be on this video with no boogies in my nose. Okay. So, you are a very strong influence for this person, and that is with the Strength card. You are a very, very strong influence for this person. Don't allow this person to see your vulnerability, okay? Don't allow that to show. Don't show this person your weakness. This person adores you for your strength. This person adores you for your independence. This person adores you because you show this person that your esteem, your self-confidence is right where it should be. A lot of times you don't want this person to know when you're feeling insecure or when you're feeling doubtful or when you're feeling nervous or scared, because then it comes out in all kind of ways where we can't control our emotions. When you allow fear to take over, you start arguments, you say foolish things, you get childlike behavior, you throw tantrums, and then you feel like shit when you acted that way. But at the time, you're feeling like you have to defend yourself. At the time, you're feeling like somebody's hurting you. At the time, you're feeling like, hey, Nia, how are you? At the time, you're feeling like everything's odds are against you. So don't allow, like I said, your thoughts that you can manifest very easily, the negativity back in. Remember, the devil works 24/7. He don't take a minute off. Now, you have the King of Wands that comes up, which talks about you being in charge. You're in charge of your own behaviors. You're in charge of your choices and decisions. You're in charge of your life, your home, your stability, your feelings, your happiness. No one is ever responsible for your happiness but you. You cannot depend on other people to create your happiness. You must be happy in your own space first. Yes, Nia, you too. I hope so. When we put an expectation on other people is when we get disappointed. Our first mistake is doing that. By putting an expectation. I expected them to call me. I expected them to call me 10 times this week. I expected them to remember something. I expected them this, that, and the other thing. And then who gets disappointed? You did, because you expected them. Rather than just let them be. Take it and take them, non-judgment, for how they are. And that's it. That's it. For instance, I work in a school. I have a lot of teachers. I can't expect one teacher's classroom to be kept the same way another teacher's classroom is. I can't expect another teacher to make sure her children clean up the mess on the floor, water bottles and all kind of stuff that goes beyond just being a little bit sloppy. It's beyond that sometimes. And then I have other teachers whose classroom looks like it was their home. They keep it immaculate. And sanitizing is the biggest thing I got to do in that room. So I can't compare or expect one teacher to act like another. I don't know the struggles that each teacher has in their rooms. Some of them may not worry about the floors because they're focusing so much on a child, because a child may need more attention or may need more focus, and that teacher might be exhausted at the end of that day or end of that period. So I can't judge either. Can't judge. But I do know I got job security, because when there's a mess, I got a job to clean up, and that makes me have more time to stay at that job, because that's how I pay my bills. So a mess is actually good for me. Sometimes on Friday, I don't like to see a mess. I want to be done just like everybody else is. But what are you going to do? So you see what I'm saying? Putting an expectation out on anybody makes you look like the S. Makes you look like the S. So I have to just, even myself, appreciate everybody for who they are. Pray that they're taking care of those children and meeting all of their needs. And then at the end of the day, I don't care if I got garbage this high to fill up and clean up. As long as those kids were happy today, those kids learned something today, and those kids felt safe today, I'm good. I'm 100% good. So you see what I'm saying? So as long as you're happy, as long as you're content in your space, as long as you're not depending on someone else for your finances to pay your bills to keep you your head above water, then you're good. You're good. All else, let things unfold the way they need to. Your last card talks about the Moon card. The Moon card is your insecurities. Not so much your partner. It's your insecurities. Fear that this person is going to see someone else. Fear that this person is going to live with somebody else. Fear that this person is going back to an old flame. Fear that this person is going to walk away from you or not want to make that commitment to you. This is all fear-based. Your whole reading is pretty much fear-based. It talks about deception, anxiety, fear, misconception. Your subconscious mind is playing tricks on you. Sometimes we can be the overthinkers, and we can add things and scenarios to a story and be like, you know what? He didn't call because he was with this person. I know he was with that person. You're all wrong. It ain't always that way. Sometimes people just get busy, or sometimes people just are like, you know what? I just don't feel like talking right now. And it has nothing to do with cheating or going with somebody else. Sometimes people just need some space. Sometimes people just need a timeout. And you can't be mad at them for it, because we all do. We all do. So, Shelly, your final message on your mini read is about staying within your own vortex, keeping that mind very strong of yours, staying using the Strength card. Yes, positive affirmations is amazing. You've already waited so long for things to start to happen. For someone who in the beginning said they never was going to talk to you again, no matter what. And then they talked to you. Not only did they talk to you, but they asked how you're doing, asked how your family's doing, asked if they could come and visit, spend time with you. What? So sometimes that just goes to show you and anybody who's watching that things aren't always what they seem. In a heated moment, in an argument, we all do or say things that went too far sometimes. We say things or do things that we regret after we've done them. That makes us human. It doesn't make us a bad person. It makes us human. Guess what? Oops. Damn, messed up. We renege on things, right? After we have the opportunity to ponder on something for a while, really think it through, and really put our freaking ego down, where we can actually understand and see clearly now, because now we're not up here to 100, where we went from 0 to 100 and got pissed. Now we brought it back down to 40, and we can actually the smoke kind of cleared. And we could kind of see that, yeah, I shouldn't have acted like that. I should have never met them at that level. I allowed somebody else to bring me down to their level. That's not good. Somebody else starts yelling in an argument, talk quieter. They'll get pissed because you're not going to match their energy. Some people feel they have to yell really loud in your face to make you hear them, or to make you think that they're more right than you because they're screaming. But the truth is, the person who's whispering is the one that's scarier. Because if I'm whispering to you and I get quieter, be careful. Be careful. Because if I talk regular to you, and you can hear me real good, and I'm like, you know what, I'm not dealing with that, or I'm not putting up with that. But if I start talking quieter, and I go, excuse me. Now, if I do that nod to you, and just stare at you, I'm thinking. I'm not thinking about this argument. I'm thinking about my next step. And it's like I'm about ready to be finished with something. That means I'm just going to walk away. I'm going to be done with it. I'm not going to give you any more attention. Not going to be any part of this conversation. It's over. And I decided on my end, because I can't control that end, I decided on my end, I'm done. So once somebody starts to talk and disrespect me and use words that are disrespectful, I'm going to get a little quieter. I'm going to say, excuse me? I must not have heard you correctly. What was that? And if they have nerve to repeat it, God help me. God help me. I'm going to lose my job today. I would have to walk away, or I'd lose my job. I'd have to walk away. I'd have to say, go talk to the principal or go call my boss, because I'm not having this conversation with you. I'd have to walk away and go lock myself in my closet till I calm down, because I'm not a mean person. I'm not a violent person, but I'm an Italian person, and I could cuss and holler like anybody else. But when you're in work or in my school, I have children around, so I can't act that way. I can't allow that Italian side to come out sometimes when it wants to. I have to just be cool. And that's kind of even more fun sometimes, to just be cool. Like, okay, yeah, no problem. No problem. Sometimes I get a little bit racy, but they just say what I'm saying. You see what I'm saying? So you make sure that, Shelly, that you're acting accordingly. I have to act one way at my job, and I have a certain persona. No cursing, no loudness, no arguments, no disagreements, no disrespect, no nothing. Absolutely not. I would never set a bad example for those kids. Ever. Never. Listen, there's two people in this world I protect with my life. Children and the older females. Not older females, older male and females. Older adults. Senior citizens. Nursing home people. Sick people. Hospital people. Mental health people. There's two people I'll put my life on the line for in 1 minute. So, not allowing T to see the weak side of you. Not allowing him to see that you have the fears that you have. Now, that doesn't mean you can't express to him in a certain kind of way that, I was really confused on you moving here, especially with it being your ex's property. I didn't know what that meant for us, and it kind of made me nervous. When you speak that way, that gives him the opportunity, without being accused of anything, to decide to make you feel comfortable with what's going on. Because if you're in a relationship and you're struggling with insecurities, then your partner's not doing something right. Because your partner should be making you feel as the priority, as you should your partner. If somebody else is getting more attention than you are, and you're their partner, something's wrong here. Something needs to be addressed. If the communication between you and this partner isn't where you can talk about certain things, if you try to ask certain questions and they jump down your throat or tell you, I don't have to answer you, or it's none of your business or whatever, then come again. So why be in a relationship? If your partner's not your best friend, if you can't talk to them, if you can't tell them when you're feeling sad, mad, insecure, whatever, if you can't talk to them, what good are they for? Anybody can be in the bedroom. Anybody can go out and party with you. Anybody can even have kids with you. But to build a life and to create that strong foundation to build up on, your communication has to be open without judgment. See, that's why a lot of people, they were best friends before they got married. And then once they're married, it's a control thing. Oh, now you're my husband, so you can't go out to that bar. Oh, now you're my wife, so you can't go out with your friends. You didn't go to prison. You got married. You respect one another. Maybe you decide that you have friends night and then you have a date night for you and your husband. Who knows? Whatever you come up with is your agreement between you and that person. But you can't expect to change the person who you accepted and married as they were. There are boundaries. There are limits. There is a certain amount of respect that's due. True. And there's a way to speak to people and request certain things. But to order them or tell them what to do, they're not your child. And you're not their child. You already have parents. Or you had parents. See what I'm saying? So, Shelly, don't let anybody control your happiness, okay? Be patient and know that what's coming towards you, this man does love you. He wants to be with you. He's going through some challenges right now. He's trying to be extra nice to get favors, to get the place that he needs to be able to live there, to be able to be closer to you. And that's exactly what he's doing. So he's working the system, so to speak. He's working the system. He's being nice to everybody around him that he can so that he can get what he wants. Because he knows what his end goal is, and that's you. So be patient, Shelly, because it's coming. It's coming. All right, I'm going to need more tissues in a minute. So next up is Tammy. Is Tammy in the house? I'll also take all three out. I'm going to Tammy. With this box. There we go. You are welcome, Shelly. Don't forget he loves you. Don't forget it. This nose of mine. God help me. Must be like a dry cough. I can feel like a dry cough. Jesus. I test negative for COVID, so it ain't COVID. It's just got to be allergies or sinuses. Not really, Skipper Joe. I'm not really feeling better. I was after my shower, but now it's starting to wear off. Yeah, you're good, Shelly. You're really good. And I don't know, Spirit had me explaining all kind of angles to you, and I think that was kind of important. For some reason, I think that was very important for you to know. It's like you have to look at it from another angle, so to speak. You know how it is if you said, well, Helen, I'm getting ready to move to Connecticut. You'd be really busy trying to figure out a moving truck, trying to figure out what to take with you, or trying to figure out how to switch this and how to change that and how to access this and that. It'd be very overwhelming. So I wouldn't panic. I don't see anything for panic right now. All right, let me shuffle these bad boys one more time. Tammy is up. Tammy. Is Tammy here? Tammy's not here. I'm sure I know. Let's see what's happening. I know a couple things Tammy would want to touch base on. Love, job, moving, finances, income tax. Gotcha. All right. Oh, Tammy. So, Tammy, the cards are kind of showing me that right now, it's like things are okay, but you're wanting things to get tighter. Like you're wanting things to start lining up better. You want more ducks lined up in a row. You're trying to prepare for that. You're trying to get things organized, is what I see. I also feel like, Tammy, there's going to be a balance coming in your finances. Something's going to be made like real clear to you, cut and dry. It's like it'll be right in front of you, directly in front of you. So whether that's a printout, whether that's you putting up your debits and your credits and seeing, somehow seeing your balance right in front of you, or your finances right in front of you, or like, okay, here's my list, here's my electric bill, here's my rent, here's my cable bill, here's my phone bill, here's my car, my gas, and my insurance, and my payment, and All that's like right in front of you. It's showing me like labels right in front of you. So when you did, oh, you did speak about getting a system on the computer or whatever to be able to keep track of your bills or pay your bills or whatever. That's smart. That is very, very smart, like QuickBooks. And that will help you to be able to organize much, much better. I used to use envelopes before I had the computer. I used to use envelopes and know each week money went into each envelope so that by the end of the month I had what I needed, or by the first of the month I had what I needed. All right, Tammy. So Tammy, first card that comes up for you is the Emperor. So this is definitely Scott's energy around you. This is talking about stability, having a structure around you that is stable environment right now. You are protected. You are divinely protected. There is a lot of spiritual energy around you, even past loved ones who have passed on the other side. You are definitely trying to maintain control over a certain situation. I know a lot of it's hard for you sometimes to try to not be overprotective or make extra comments or suggestions that come off kind of, I don't want to say bossy, but to Scott, your messages, your answers, or your opinions, or your ideas may come off as pushy, or it may come off as controlling, or it may come off as parental. So be careful in the way that you try to make suggestions to him. Kind of use reverse psychology, because it's kind of like when you have a defiant child. If you tell them don't do this or don't do that, they go do it. So even sometimes as people get older, because of their childhood, when you tell them don't do something, they go do it. So you just kind of want to put the thought in there, or plant the seed a little bit. Just beat around it just ever so slightly, gingerly, for them to get the idea, but not hear you loud and clear as if you're telling them what to do. They'll figure it out. Right now I see that Scott's being more logical. I feel like you're being more practical. I feel like you're practicing discipline, maybe in financial areas. I also feel like the talk or consideration of fatherhood comes up in his mind, or father figure. So either he's thinking about being a father, or he's thinking about his father, wanting to reach out or reconnect. The next card that comes up for you talks about maybe sleeping a little bit rough lately. Yes, it could be the retrograde that's going on. It's interrupting electronics. It's interrupting our thoughts. It's causing arguments in relationships. It's making people feel extremely tired. Luckily, it's almost ending, but for now, it feels like you might be stressing about something, also waiting on finances, waiting on something to arrive. It's like you're looking for this breaking point. You know, Scott has definitely come a long way as this Emperor card, and before he would be at a breaking point, or having an inability to cope with life on life's terms for the most part. But it shows that he's now gotten more focused. He's now gotten much more control of his thoughts and his mind. He's letting go of a lot of negative behaviors, habits, addictions. He's definitely improving, and he's continuing to recover. Absolutely. He's come out of the tunnel. Now, he could work on his social skills a little bit more and his communication skills a little bit more, but it's kind of like that's just how Scott is. He never really was a huge communicator, but it's like he's trying to keep the peace. He's afraid if he says certain things, he don't want to come off sarcastic or cocky. He doesn't want to start an argument with you. He doesn't want to create any anguish. He doesn't want any problems. The next card that comes up for you is the Ace of Swords. Talks about having new ideas, new plans, perhaps the moving, perhaps looking forward to next year being able to move, yes, to another state. I feel like there's some loose ends that need to be tied up between both you and him, or for at least him in the legal matters, need to be cleared up before that change occurs. There's definitely going to be a breakthrough on this movie, and it's kind of good because I don't feel like you'd know anybody there, which would make you and him have to depend on one another for many things and bring you actually closer. At first, it might be a little rough. It might even be a few arguments, but for the most part, it will end up bringing you closer. Final outcome, bringing you closer. Because the truth, the force, the focus, the vision, the intensity of the new place, of a new beginning, of a fresh start, of a marriage, all that seems to be there. All right. Where finances are concerned, it's like you're magnetic to financial gain. So there's favor coming. There's more money coming in, whether this is through work, your job. Something's going to be quite generous to you financially. There's also a check that is going to be arriving within the next, I guess, 3 or 4 days, 3 or 4 weeks, 3 or 4 months. There's a check that's arriving. This is showing me that you value your home, the things that are in it. You have a lot of mementos, or a lot of, I don't want to say souvenirs, but maybe souvenirs, but you have things that mean an awful lot to you. May not have a high monetary value, but definitely a sensitivity level for emotional value, right? Again, we have the Devil card, which talks about somebody still struggling with some mental health issues. Once in a while, not all the time. Maybe that's a depression. Nothing major. Sometimes, I don't know if it's you or if it's Scott, who tends to feel a little bit powerless over a situation, which you may be. You, in fact, may be. Because sometimes stuff happens where we can't change it. We can't control it. We can just do our best to respond, not react. When you react, you act stupid, foolish, and you make bad choices and decisions. But when you take your time to think before you move, then you create a response. And a response is always a better outcome. I feel like Scott is trying to be very cooperative. He may be quiet, but he's definitely imaginative. He's definitely still interested in learning more about you. Now, he's not great on talking about sensitive things like emotions and feelings and love and all that. Sometimes that makes him uncomfortable. So there's certain ways that you go about it because you know his mannerisms and his behaviors. So his way of showing love may not be the same way that you show love. None of us show and express love textbook style, meaning everybody's way is a little bit different. There are big changes and opportunities that are coming, so seize that moment. Jump in. Be very direct. Be very honest. Be careful of any impulsive decisions. But again, there are big changes that are coming, big opportunities. So seize that moment. In other words, don't kick a gift horse in the mouth, right? See what that horse is bringing you. I feel like you're going to get what it is that you want. Something's coming in favor for you. It's like the universe is sending something in favor for you. In the past, it was worried about being left behind, being left out, being hurt. There may have been somebody who constantly opposed you or upset your plans, disappointed you. But now things are starting to turn around. Energy is moving forward. Come up with something to do or somewhere to go for you and Scott to go. Even if it's for a couple hours. Maybe you can't afford a weekend or overnight. That's fine. A day trip. Something when you have off. there's going to be, it's like a substitute. Like you're putting in a substitute for this long trip in versus a couple hours, but it's something that's fun. Both of you can do together. Something that will stimulate both of your mind and have you laughing and enjoying yourselves at the same time. Getting out of the chaos, staying away from the destructions, the sudden upheavals of the trauma. Right now, you're definitely both in need of a change of scenery, change of energy, just something fun to do. So try to look into that, Tammy. And the number 16 seems to be very important. 6 and 1 is also 7. So the month of July, or 1 is January, and 6 is June. So you can kind of add that up the way you want to. Let me know how that works out for you. But Tammy, that is your messages there. All right. Where are we at now? All right. So did anybody else sign up after... Anybody else sign up after BB? And then Lindsay, of course, I'm answering, but BB, after BB, did anybody else sign up? Skipper Joe, I'm on 46 minutes and I'm counting. Skipper Joe, if you're still here. Okay. All right. 2 seconds. I'm surprised Mo didn't sign up. All right, Miss BB. Okay. I want to come out twice, so you can come out then. Come on the hell out. Come out. All right. I know, I'm going to rest in a minute. Hey, Welt. Good evening, Welt. Good evening. Yeah, it must be allergies. Okay. BB, your first card that came out talks about overburdened, overloaded, right? When we have the Ten of Wands, when we have that Ten of Wands, that's definitely what it talks about, being overloaded. We're taking on more than we can chew. You know what I mean? It's kind of like where you don't like to say no to anybody. You're always a yes, 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 I could help. Yes, I could be there. Yes, I could show up. Yes, I could watch mom. Yes, I could watch grandmom. Yes, I could do this. Yes, I could do that. I see all of that. A lot of duties. A lot of duties. Not to mention your own job. And your own household. You're starting to now recover from burnout, so to speak. In other words, this has already happened, a lot of it, but I'm still seeing some people still the same coming around, demanding your time, requiring you or needing you or making you feel guilty that you need to show up today. I feel like somebody's taking you for granted. I see some delays for you in certain situations, waiting on something. There's a delay. There is more travel coming up for you within the next 3 months. Does it? Well, okay. It might be. It could be. Listen, you didn't come in here by accident. If it makes sense, let me know. With this, BB, this foresight, more traveling is coming abroad. So maybe you're going back to Puerto Rico without even knowing that you're going back within the next couple months. Maybe near Christmas or after Christmas or before Christmas, something about Christmas. I feel like you're also moving forward with your self-confidence and your self-belief. It's almost like you're finally finding out that even being without somebody is freedom. Even though you're missing somebody, and missing because of the fact that you know their potential. You know their abilities. You know what they're capable of doing. But they're falling short all the time and disappointing themselves. and not showing up the way they should. But the part that hurts you the most is because you know their potential. You know that they could succeed if they just keep trying. But they quit. They give up. They fall short. They fall back into addiction, or they fall back with the wrong crowd. I do see hard work paying off for you in the long run. Absolutely. It will come in as a blessing. What I mean by that is when it's something going on in your life that you need an extra blessing. Maybe you get sick, or maybe you have a surgery, or maybe something comes up and you're like, oh, please let me be okay. That blessing is going to come in and come to you because of all the good that you do. I see right now a reunion. There's some surprises or surprise parties. There's either a wedding or an event. There's something of a community feeling also, a feeling welcome back to something. So whether that's you go back to bowling, whether that's you start a different league, whether it's good you go to a different place, or it's something that you're joining that has to do with community, that has to do with having fun, which also has to do with exercise. So this, whatever this is for you, it's definitely teamwork involved. So I'm guessing it's some kind of league or it's some kind of team. It's a group, something. But it's going to be successful and happy. I don't know what that's at. Oh, you started last week? What, the bowling? The bowling? Oh my gosh. All right, these are good cards. Okay, that's what it says. It says you're going to have a good time. And it's great because it's creating a diversion for you. It's taking your mind off of things that kind of weigh heavy on you and putting you in a freer space. That's awesome. Darn this news. Okay, next card, BB. Fulfillment. Wishes coming true, BB, yes. Realizing dreams. Happiness. Having a lot of positiveness around you. Being very optimistic. Prosperity. Finances. Rewards. A victory here for you. There's a victory. There's a win for you somehow. There's a win that's coming in. So something you've been wishing for really bad, something you've really been wanting, it's coming. That's a final answer. It's coming. They're here. And now you have the Ace of Pentacles, which talks about a financial new beginning, new financial opportunities. The new job already came into play. The new business, money, investments, savings, stability. It's important to keep something in a savings. A do not touch bag. So I don't care if it's $500 or $1,000. I don't care if it's $200. Whatever you can do, something needs to go into a emergency savings as a do not touch. A do not touch. Okay? You got it in there? Great. Tammy, I did your reading already. Oh, man. I hope you love it, Tammy. I covered all these angles for you. Yeah, don't touch. Yeah. And then you have the Justice card. There's a karmic justice here. You know, sometimes all the wrong that somebody did to you, you don't have to worry about paying them back because karma's a bitch. And it will find you or find them. There is truth, integrity. There may be legal disputes that get resolved in your favor. Yeah, Tammy, I covered finances. I covered your job. I covered moving. I covered Scott and you. I covered your future. You're good. Let me know if it's okay. All right, and then life's lessons, BB, have been very hard on you. Some disappointing, some confusing. But for the most part, you've learned so much. You have overcome. You've been an overachiever. Exactly, BB. You're welcome, Tammy. You've been an overachiever, BB, where that's concerned. And it's like, you know, you have to question why sometimes. They say you question why, like why? I don't do this stuff to other people. Why do people keep stepping on me? It shows it. It shows it. But it's okay, because with the Knight of Pentacles, your routine is about to change. Your perseverance is definitely appreciated. Your patience is bringing you this unexpected source of money or income. Time will heal all wounds, according to this Knight of Pentacles. Being reliable, patient, conventional, trustworthy, hardworking. This is you who definitely strives to reach their goal. And you're not going to quit until you reach that goal, whatever that seems to be for you. The last card talks about judgment, self-evaluation, and awakening. It's like you've ascended to another level. It's almost like you know that you did. I think you've always known that you've had that special gift. But sometimes you called it your intuition. Sometimes you called it a gift. But you didn't trust it as much as you should. Now I feel like in the past few weeks you've ascended. And you've come up to a different level. I feel like even when you were away in Puerto Rico that it felt like you were homesick. Like even though you liked being there and you were having a good time, you just feel better when you got home. Even though there's family there and people you love, you felt better when you got home. Don't worry about the people that are making snap judgments or apportioning blame. Keep sending and giving forgiveness, baby. There might be an ongoing battle for a little while. Something that makes you weary, something that makes you feel drained. This is where love is concerned. You're going to need a backbone for this one. And that's what it says. You're going to need a backbone. You definitely have to allow yourself this backbone to keep you strong through a certain situation. Even learning from the past failures, the past attempts that didn't work and go through. But it doesn't make, just because something failed or didn't work, doesn't make you a loser. It doesn't make it a waste of time. It doesn't. It sharpened you up. It seasoned you for the next situation. Maybe not even your own situation, but maybe a friend's situation. Leslie, I'm sorry, hon. I'm not doing any more, honey. Don't send nothing. I can't do any more. I'm sorry. I'm just not feeling good. I am so sorry. Please don't send it. Moderators, I can't do anymore. I need to lay down. I have Lindsay questions next. But BB, it keeps saying about fight your corner. Not your fault, BB. It's okay. And I wasn't looking up. Fight in your corner. Be the last one to stand. Don't quit. Don't back up, and don't let anybody intimidate you. Somebody's going to try to make you feel guilty for something, as if like, well, you're the one who did this. Like you knew I wanted to do this, or you knew I wanted to be with you, or you knew I said this and that. But you already know the truth. And they're going to try to switch it around and make you feel like you did something wrong or like you could have prevented it, but you couldn't have because they weren't doing right in the first place. So you know what I mean by that. I'm so sorry, Leslie. That's okay. I'm sorry. I'm glad you was at your cousin's. So, BB, that's pretty much your messages. It shows here that you're going to have a lot of options, a lot of choices, multiple possibilities and opportunities. You get to do the picking and the choosing. You get to make the final decisions now in the position that you're in now. So don't go backwards, BB. Don't go backwards. Okay? Excuse me, guys. I'm sorry for being rude with blowing my nose. Oh, gosh. All right. Lindsay, ask your question, honey. Right, BB? Me too. I'm not going back either. I'm not going backwards, and neither are you. All right, Lindsay. Lindsay, type a question, hon. Oh, my nose. These are supposed to be Puffs tissues, but they ain't feeling too soft now. Yeah, that's good, BB. Lindsay, please type your question. Lindsay, type your question, please. In it? Inside of it? Okay. Button, she's out. Lindsay? Lindsay? Lindsay said you said you're in a bad place, honey. I'm here to help you. Where are you? Where are you, girl? Come on. Come on, little Smurf. What's going on? I need to know what's going on. Oh, boy. Lindsay. Lindsay? All right, I'm going to try to text her a message real quick and see how that goes. But, all right, guys, thanks for being on here. Sending a lot of love and light to you guys. And me and my nose are going to, I don't know, do what? Meet Mr. Vicks. Mr. Vicks. And Mr. Ibuprofen. Or Mr. Tylenol. And Mr. Neosporin. Gosh, let me feel better for tomorrow. All right, you guys. Yeah, right, baby. I took a shower and I put, I told Mandy I had the Vicks Vapor crystals and I put them in the shower and let the tub not drain down so that the whole shower would fill up with that kind of smell. Thank you, Tammy W. All right, you guys. See you soon. Thank you, Shelly.